Hey y'all, I'm Mia.
Hey, and I'm Kiara.
And welcome to A Single Mother's Tale podcast, where we talk about motherhood, parenting, healing, elevation, and education.
And we also talk about our own personal experiences as being single mothers, shedding light on those real conversations that mothers are afraid of having. We are telling the tales and raw truths about single motherhood.
We hope at the end of this episode, our shared experiences offers clarity, insight, comfort, and support as we all are navigating through motherhood.
Okay, so friend, cheers to us. We are finally here.
We finally here, friend.
After
Forever. I gotta take a sip.
years.
Alright, y'all. Well, I'm Mia.
And I'm Kiara.
And this is our podcast. We've been talking about this for forever. For a good minute. Since all of 2023. We're in 2024. I'm just excited to finally get it started.
This is the perfect segue of starting the new year. It's January 1st right now, so
Excited.
in business. What they say, 2023 standing on business.
Standing on it. I'm stepping on that shit, friend.
Yes.
I'm excited. So let's go with who am I? Who we are? Let's introduce ourselves.
Okay, so as I said, my name is Kiara. I am a mother of a 2-year-old daughter. I am also a business owner of a Lux Pad, aka a crash pad, as well as have my private practice for therapy, mental health therapist, and then I have another full-time job doing therapy as well. So pretty busy woman, but I feel as though I have a lot of value to add to these conversations and for you viewers, and it's just gonna be very fruitful.
And as I said before, I'm Mia. I'm a mother of a 3-year-old. She'll be 4 this month. I'm super excited. She's super grown. I'm raising myself literally. But I'm in law enforcement. As some of you may know who's listening to this podcast, I'm in law enforcement. I also have 3 businesses myself. I have a cosmetic line. I also have a business consulting business where I help different businesses pretty much build their business from the ground up. And I'm a credit consultant. I need to pretty much get into my businesses for real. And I'm on this podcast with my best friend. So
Yes,
so excited.
So what we gonna tell these folks today?
We talk about our friendship. And why we wanted to start this podcast, really.
Right. So I met Mia. What was that? What year was that?
One of the I was going through a rough patch when we met.
So does that mean you remember the date, the year?
I don't remember the date, friend. I remember I met you.
I want to say like 2015.
2015, yeah. Yeah, it was the year before I graduated, so it was 2015. But it was during I want to say January or February of the year, because it was during the whole Valentine's era, and Rolando brought you to my house.
Yes.
And I instantly texted Lena who this girl with And she was like, oh, that's his cousin here. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. No, he ain't bring no girl to my house while he dropping off your gifts. But yeah, we hit it off.
It was just crazy for the fact that when you graduated, you moved right down the street from where I'm from.
Right.
Nothing but God, friend.
And y'all been a blessing. You and your mama been a blessing in my life. Shout out to the Baldwins, y'all. They furnished my very first apartment. Furnished it. Kitchen table, living room, decor, everything. All I had to do was bring a U-Haul truck.
Yep.
Literally.
Yep.
Yeah. So we going on how many years is that?
2015 is almost 10.
You know, they say after 7 years you stuck in.
Yeah,
You stuck.
And it's stuck.
We stuck. So we've been together since college.
Why have we been so stuck on each other though? Cause
You Virgo, I'm a Libra.
yeah, Virgo Libra thing.
And we resonate so much.
Right.
Just resonate. Our friendship is very, very authentic. We can talk about anything despite like what am I trying to say? Despite
different perspectives,
yeah.
or even our own personal experiences have been different on how we handle things, but there's no judgment, and we can just be our true selves, be silly, be dumb, be just logical. We can do whatever we want to do, and it's accepted within our friendship.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's non-judgmental, because you have those friendships that people be judging the other person or envious of, you know, and you know, talk about each other behind their backs, but come in their face, and it just be something totally different. And our friendship is not like that. Like,
the only sense of judgment is, friend, how you feel about that? You for real? You for real? Accountability.
Yeah. And that's one thing we do. We hold each other accountable for our actions. We hold each other, you know, just making sure, like, all right, friend, you said this now, but you didn't did that now. Hold on.
Yep.
But and I love that for us though. Like, it's not too many friendships like that. And so this is a friendship that I truly, truly value. And I love you, friend. I love you, friend. Please don't exit my life.
I'm not gonna
So,
but what led us to doing this podcast? I know that's what the folks want to know. Like, who are y'all? Why y'all think this another podcast? It's not just another podcast. This is real talk, real spill, the real deal. Well, people that live real life experiences. Like, over time, y'all gonna really get to know us on a personal tip, and you're gonna see a lot of resilience in between the two of us. And we hope that it, you know, sheds light on your life and provides you motivation to build on your resiliency skills too, because that's just what you need.
And that y'all resonate with it. So a big thing for me about why I wanted to start this podcast was because a lot of the struggles that I dealt with being a single mother, and a lot of struggles that I dealt with in my past relationship, specifically with my child's father, and other relationships prior and to after my child's father, that led me to here. We always hear and see these shows on TV, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of New Jersey, Love and Hip Hop. Not saying that those are not great shows and that their lives is not real, but our lives are real too. Like, the things you don't see on TV, like the things that people are afraid to talk about, the real life conversations such as domestic violence, like growing up in single parent households, like, or just our different perspectives on like life, real life people, real individuals, authentic, just letting y'all into our everyday lives, our stories, our experiences, and our struggles. Let's not call it struggles, let's call it experiences. The tough ones, the trials and tribulations as being a parent, and
the challenges that we face ultimately with these things. So.
And hopefully that with us starting this podcast, that a lot of mothers, and not just mothers, like a lot of other people
that are aspiring to be parents but have a lot of concerns, because I hear all the time, like, I don't want to have kids because I don't want to inflict my traumas onto them. Gotta change your mindset on that. You can be the changing agent. We're going to talk about breaking generational curses, and like, even when you're saying the single parent household, being raised in that, or being raised in a 2-parent household, where are we going to take from the way in which our parents, you know, their parenting style, and what are we going to change to be better for our offspring?
This is a non-free, we gonna fuck up, but we here. And also, y'all, this is explicit. We may curse when we
in the building.
Hated a little bit, the underdogs on the top.
It is what it is.
Yeah, especially generational curses though, for sure. As for me, like, I know a big thing about me and what I used to always say, as you know, that, you know, I don't want to be like my mom, or, you know, what I experienced, like, I really don't want to put that on my daughter. Like, I'm real big on not yelling at her, not hitting, redirecting, and if I do pop her, it'll be, you know, how old she is, how old she is to be the pops that she'll receive. And I know it sounds like a bad thing to say, like, oh, I don't want to be like my mom or whatever like that, but for some people that don't know, like, she was like a really big factor of why I was so angry growing up, and I love my mom to death, like disclosure, disclaimer, but putting me in before her child, and a lot of kids, a lot of us Black women have been through that, have seen that, and we don't talk about it. And so I'm really big of shedding a light and let people know, like, it's okay that we deal with it. Now it's about how are we going to break those generational curses. It starts with us. We keep talking about breaking those generational curses, but we keep allowing those generational curses to still come back in and keep recycling and cycling. So where does it stop? Where does it end?
You first got to acknowledge that you are in the cycle and you want to step out of the cycle. Some people kind of get it before they even enter the cycle, but at the same time, you just have to have that self-awareness and the awareness of understanding the traumas that you were facing when you were growing up. Some people don't even recognize, like, that was an unhealthy environment that I was in. Right. Some people don't even know that until they converse with other people. And oftentimes, you're able to find yourself stuck in those cycles because not even just your household, but even your neighbors. The environment that you're in plays a major role. So you're talking to your best friend, she going through the same thing that you're going through in your household because nobody's recognizing that there's anything wrong.
Because a lot of people are afraid to talk about it. And I'm no longer going to be afraid to talk about it. And when I realized back in 2017 that I had a problem, that I was angry. And I really didn't know why I was angry because I was fighting. I literally was drinking. If not every day, every weekend, I was going out, I was drinking, and literally did not know how I end up home, how I end up in the bed. By the grace of God that I made it home, made it safe. And with me fighting and getting into all these altercations, and my friends telling me the next day of, oh, I'm mad at you because of this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, literally, what happened? And they'll tell me, and so I have to really, literally figure out, like, okay, I have an issue. Like, I'm always angry, I'm drinking. And when I pretty much put myself in anger management and realized that my mom was a triggering for me, my childhood was traumatizing. And not to say that I had a really bad childhood, but it was bad for me growing up, the way that I did in Chicago. It was the experiences that I experienced with my mother. So I had to realize that, it was very traumatic. Like, and with her living with me now, those were things that I addressed because she was displaying a lot of things that transpired in my childhood that was triggering for me. And I have to tell her, like, I have to just get everything out. Like, look, I'm at peace in my life. So this, that, and the third, you're displaying this is happening. Like, let's talk about it. And not saying that she was a bad mother, because now I realize, I was saying that back then, but I realize now that, she did the best that she could with what she had and where we came from or where she came from. So you were a good mother because you did what you have to do to survive, to take care of your 4 children. So I love you and appreciate you. And I just want to do that with my daughter.
So at what point did you recognize, like, okay, I gotta be the changing dynamic?
As far as in my childhood or now?
Now that you are a mother.
I had a daughter, she was a reflection of me. So I have to become that image that she sees and wants to be like, or even better than me. But I definitely have to display what a mother is. Like, I have to teach her the things that I was not taught, because I wasn't taught how to be a woman. I wasn't taught how to be feminine. So now that I am in my feminine, I want to teach her all those things, so that way that she don't never have to rely on a man to teach her those things or seek a man for love or validation. Yes.
And being that you're saying, like, you want your daughter to be even better than you, you don't have to have any regret saying, like, I want to be better than my mom, because our parents should want that for us. And I want Kimberly to be better than me. So we just gotta, be okay with our thought process on it. And that's fine. And so, yeah, that's what led you to running this podcast. And what I want is, since I am a therapist, this podcast for me means a lot of support. Yes, you can find things here and there on YouTube and on TV, but we gonna keep it 100 with you. We're not gonna share. We're not gonna No, we're not
sugarcoating, no
finna
nothing.
being around the bush. No, we're gonna tell you what's real, and you know we can do it, y'all can do it, and we're gonna encourage whatever it is. So don't hesitate to ask questions in the comments. Don't hesitate to bring up topics that you would like for us to address. That's perfectly fine. We want to hear your voices as well.
Yeah, and for y'all to let us know some of the struggles that y'all have dealt with and y'all experience as mothers. And you don't even have to be a mother to resonate with this podcast, because we're trying to reach millions. We're trying to reach not just single moms, like people who are struggling in their everyday life, and just to give them support, because we are support and we are each other's support system. And she's my therapist too, y'all. So honestly,
because we're pretty girls, point blank period. So if you see us walking around or whatever, make it look good, but you don't know the background. So we're just average girls coming to y'all, average citizens as well, and just exposing the real. We're exposing how you could look at somebody and it looks like it's perfectly made, but no, there's some things within that person and their background, their experiences, you know, it all plays a role. So we're just looking forward to these conversations.
I'm looking forward to it too, friend. So let's get into it. Let's get what Miami say. Let's get into the smoke. So let's talk about what is a single mother. So like, what is it?
And this is one thing that I struggle with too, because I just want to give a disclosure as far as what happened to me. I was dating someone last year, and he got so upset when I told somebody that I was a single mom. He's like, why can you call yourself a single mom when I'm right here? But where are you now? You still left me and my child. So yes, unless we're married, I consider myself a single mother, because at any given moment y'all could up and leave. You have no ties, and no, I don't. No, you're not helping financially. You're not doing nothing to change my life, me or my daughter's life. You're just my boyfriend at that time, and not to belittle that title, but I mean, yes, I'm a single mother, because at the end of the day, everything still falls on me.
It does, and the guys can up and leave, and this is going for the fathers. Like, they don't have to stay. If we were to leave our child, then DCFS would be called, the police would be called on us, we'd be hit with child negligence. But for the father to up and leave and say they don't want to take care of their responsibility, or leave with no warning, no repercussions happen to them. And so for me, I get stuck between the two, because Webster Dictionary says about a single mother is a woman who's without a spouse or husband. And then society aspect is a woman who doesn't have any support, or the child's father's not in their life, they don't have a village, and the lack of support from everybody, so they're a single parent. But for me, I'm a single parent because of what I have to deal with. I am single. I'm not in a relationship with anyone. My child's father does help out, and I do have support from my friends and my mother who lives with me now. But I am a single parent because at the end of the day, I'm providing, I'm protecting, I'm leading my pact, I'm leading my daughter.
And I don't even think it has to go that deep. You're a single woman.
Yeah.
You have a child. A single mother. It's not, I don't get why it gotta be so much deeper than that. Like, it doesn't matter if you're rich, it doesn't matter if you're poor. You're still a single woman. Doesn't matter if that man is solely providing for you, completely 100%. You never have to work a day in your life, but you're still a single mother, because you are not with the father of that child, or you're not married to anybody.
And so my friend Brittany, or whatever. And so she was like, friend, like, you're not a single mother because you have support. Like, you have people to help you. So it's a lot of women or people out there who look at single mother or that title differently. You know, and, you know, when I was talking about, I was hollering in a relationship, oh, I'm a single mother when I first had Nyla. Me and my child's father wasn't together, and then we got back together. But I was still doing everything. I still was paying for childcare. He was giving $150 for child care to start off, but I was also helping pay, or we'll reverse it. And I'm like, dang, but he was in a whole different city. And so he was paying his bills in another city, and I was paying my bills in this city. And I'm like, I'm a single parent, like, because I still have to pay bills, I still have to get up and make sacrifices for my child. I gotta go to work, and he's not here or able to help her do anything for me.
But I think that's where it gets sticky again, and you're kind of contradicting yourself because like you're going back to, well, I was doing everything on my own. That's not what a single mother is. We're talking about relationship and being up with child. I think you're more so of the head of household. You were the main provider, and you were freaking stressed out about it. So oftentimes that is what happens with single mother. You get stressed out because you're the primary parent. You might be struggling in some aspects, so it's like, oh, I hate being a single mother. When married women still feel like they the
single
only
moms.
So we gotta separate the two. The unfortunate of them not being present and truly being a single mother. Them not being present financially or whatever the case may be, but being a single mother, those are two completely different things. What you think?
I think they are two completely aspects, but they can't be one as well. And I ain't trying to shame or blame nobody, but us women, we stick in those situations. If we are married to men and stick in those situations where we are the primary caregiver and our significant other is not presently there or present in the moment when it comes to finances or assisting when we need the assistance. So they consider themselves sometimes, well, I feel like a single mom, but they're really not single, but they always using us or using it as a terminology. And I don't know if it's, to make them resonate or feel like they are with us, or is it you want to use it as a metaphor,
So I think that's, and this topic is kind of interesting to have because people are screaming it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's a negative connotation behind
About
it. That's
single
what it
mothers,
is.
yeah.
That's ultimately what it is.
And what I noticed with like our society is just they think that single mothers are bitter, we can't find a man, or we're too masculine, or we're too much of everything, and that's why you're single now, because you can't keep a man. But why do it have to be all of that though? Like, if a man is not coming to me correct, I'm not going to dimmy down my right. I'm not going to stop sacrificing for my daughter. I'm not going to stop anything that I was doing once you enter my life. Like, I can't do that because, and I don't want to even say that, you can end up walking my life whenever you want to. I don't even want to say that, but if you're not coming to me whole, you're not coming to me as my husband, you're not coming to me to pour into me and to uplift me as I am doing myself and to keep helping me elevate, then, I don't want to say it, but it's like, what do we have, honestly? Because at the end of the day, I'm still a mother. I still have somebody I have to take care of. And my child is watching me. And so I can't stop and take a step back so I can let a man come in and control me or tell me what I have to do. Like, that goes into like a submissive conversation, which that'll be next, but I just can't stop what I'm doing for that. And a lot of people just shame single mothers, and that's what I dislike.
Because when you're thinking about that, when a man is like approaching a woman, interested, and then he finds out that she has a child, I wonder what thoughts run through their mind.
She come with baggage, or she got this, I wonder how many kids she got. Her baby daddy probably this and the third. Or she still having sex with her baby daddy.
She hurt, she broken.
Yeah. Which is true.
But you don't have to be any of those either as a single mother.
True, I am broken.
Yeah. But the
Some
brokenness
of us
isn't solely because of being a single mother, though. That's
comes from other things.
the past, yeah. So we gotta stay focused on the single mother.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be so negative.
Because it's not negative, because we're happy, we're healthy, like we're very feminine, and we're just us. Like, but I think for a lot of men who don't have kids, or for men who do have kids, that, let's say the man with kids, they feel as if, I already know what they're about because of what they do with their child's mom, or they feel like they can
Single
double that.
fathers. But if we're gonna define single mothers a certain way, are we gonna define the single fathers a certain way too?
We can attempt to, because we have those single fathers who's only single fathering on social media.
Only fathers on
social media. Yeah. And then they come, what the movie is? I just came to pick up my son, pick him up. Alright, jumping right now, I'll come pick him up.
Next week.
I'll come back next week. Like, we have those type of fathers. We have those social media dads who only want the clout from, oh, you look so good with your daughter, or you come and see your daughter for 3 hours and you walk around posting her everywhere, but then you don't talk to your daughter no more, or your child no more. So,
We done seen it all.
seen it all. But we do have those actual single fathers who sometimes child's mom may be in a situation and they have custody of their child, or the mother of their child may have passed away, and so they have to take on that big responsibility. So I have seen those type of fathers, but those type of fathers, you can spot them from a mile away. Like, they're different from the social media dads or the dads who get their child every other week or whatever the visitation may be. But you can really, really, truly depict a single father from a regular father, because those single fathers, and I'm just talking about this day and age right now, and I'm talking about in our age bracket, in our age group, that a lot of these fathers are out here that are not fathering, and if they are, they're only doing it to say that, well, I did this or I did that, and it doesn't seem genuine nowadays. So
I do find that it's really interesting that these fathers don't have it innate with them to really want to be around their child. Like, I really want to know the science behind that, because they don't have it. They don't have a craving desire. Like, I can't go a day without talking to my baby.
yes, me
It's
either.
crazy.
Like, Nava been with her dad for a week and a half, and I'm literally calling 3-4 times a day, literally checking on her. Like, I'm looking at her location on her iPad, like, where's she at? You know, but I be trying not to be so needy, because I genuinely love and care about my daughter. I want to know where she at every second of the hour, even when she here with me. Like, at school, I'm calling her school, checking on her, like, because I love my baby so much, and I can't do life without her. I can't go a second without knowing she's okay. Even when I'm at work and she be at home with my mom, I'm calling, checking on her, you know. So I don't understand, like, where the disconnect comes from with the fathers. Like, you don't want to wake up and see your daughter every day. And I keep saying daughter because I have a daughter, but and just in general, like, you don't want to wake up and see your child. Like, children are so innocent, like, and so carefree, charismatic, and my baby wake up every day happy. And when she wake up happy, that makes me happy. Like, she wake up smiling, good morning, mommy.
Yep.
And I'm like, let's thank God for waking us up. And it just makes my day 10 times better. And I'm like, dang, y'all don't want to wake up and experience that?
Do
Like,
you not think that you're an important factor in
Yeah.
their life?
that, ooh, I'm gonna get so sad, but that right there alone just makes life worth living for. So, I don't understand it.
You over there getting emotional?
I am getting emotional because, like, it's just crazy. Like, it's just crazy the day and age we live in. The men that we have to choose from, the selection of them. Like, dang, bro. Like, who raised you? Like, dang, like,
It's unfortunate.
dang, like, you don't want to be your baby life. Like, you want to see your child? At least call. At least if you calling every day, you know, at least I know that, you know. But dang, once every week, or your baby gotta call you, like, dang, it's terrible.
We gotta get some single fathers on here to really break it down for us in a male's perspective, because there's those that are doing it, those aren't. And I text a few people, and a lot of times it has to deal with the mother of the child, like their relationship with the mother of the child.
Let's talk about that,
I
because
had somebody literally tell me that when they divorced their wife, he felt as though he divorced the whole family.
so So does that mean you just X your kids out because you're no longer with the wife? But let's talk about it, because these fathers, they be out here lying. Let's just be real, they be lying. Like, you want to make it seem like you have all these issues with your child's mom when you really, sometimes do not. It be you. You're the problem. Like, for me, I really don't be having, like, I'm not a bad, like, I don't even like being a term baby mother, child's mother, but I'm really not a problem. The only issue that I would be having is if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a father. Like, when it's really affecting my child, then it becomes an issue for me. So a lot of these fathers be trying to say, oh, it's my child's mom, well, they really don't. Because all we're asking you to do is be a father. And that's what you can't do. And I know they say that you can't force a man to do anything that he doesn't want to do. But you should want to be present in your child's life. You should want to do that. You should want to call your child and talk to your child every day. I shouldn't have to curse you out for you to call your daughter. That's something you should want to do.
And all you're doing is advocating for a healthy relationship for your daughter.
To co-parent properly, to communicate. Don't have your parents call or text my phone. We should be able to communicate properly. But because you may not like what I have to say, or I'm being too honest with you, that becomes an issue. Or you don't know how to talk to me. Well, what way is there to talk to you when I'm talking to you? And the best way that I know how, like, I'm coming to you cool, calm, and collective, and then if you jump out your whole body, you want me to still be sitting there calm, like, or you call me out my name, you think I'm just still considered sit there being calm? I be calm now, and I talk very monotone when speaking to that individual, but what are we supposed to do? Am I not supposed to advocate for my child? Am I supposed to just, oh, he'll come around when he wants to?
I think it's always important to advocate for your child, and if they're upset, then that's more showing of their character and things of that nature. But it's all about communication.
Which I know we all are trying to work on as individuals, is how to communicate properly, because there's so many different ways that you communicate with an individual. But we have to learn how to specifically communicate with that person and how they communicate and what's best. Because comprehension for me is, I can be talking, I can just be talking, but if you're not comprehending what I'm saying, is that really communication? Are we really communicating with each other? If you're just going on one ear, not the other. So,
and I think the biggest thing is not trying to have winners or losers in the conversation. Just respect what I'm saying. I can respect what you're saying. Let's come to an agreement on how we're going to find a solution to get to the overall outcome, which is more communication or presence in your child's life. It's not much more that you can be asking for.
Right. It's not. So,
child, I don't know about that co-parenting thing, 'cause I ain't had to do it. So,
but how has that been for you with, like, not having to do it, like, and just coping?
not having a co-parent is easy. Everything I say goes. There's nobody to tell me anything different. So I'm not relying on nobody for nothing. I'm not feeling like I'm short of something or everything's falling on me. Of course it does, but I take that role because I am the only parent. So it's okay for me. Shoot. I'd rather not have to deal with it, I guess, than to be wishing that it was possibly bad. I mean, I don't know if it would have been bad or not, but I'm okay. I'm okay.
I just can only pray that as the years keep going, as time keep moving, that it gets better over time. Because, you know, I do care about my child's father. We all care about our child's father or whatever, but I just pray that our communication gets better and better, and then we can co-parent efficiently for our child. And that's the only thing I can really hope for that. And not saying that we have a bad relationship now, it's just not where it should be. So I don't want to put out anything that's, you know, false or negative, but I do wish we had like a better connection. But I also feel like we're better off not together, you know? We're better off just single, because when we're together, it just doesn't feel right. and it still feels like I'm doing everything. So, and if I'm gonna still feel like I'm doing everything with you, I might as well not be with you and still feel the same way. So,
Because that creates a lot of tension, unnecessary tension.
Unnecessary.
If you're making the choice of not being supportive, then you might as well just be over there and keep thugging it over here.
right. So, this is for me.
Well, I think it's time for us to give them a little tip on some financial literacy or some work-life balance.
So let's start with financial literacy. So that's something that I wish our parents, or well, my parent would have taught me growing up, because I believe that credit is very, very essential. It's something that I didn't learn or didn't know about growing up. Even in college, I didn't know anything about credit. We would get these loans to do whatever. I'm like, oh, it'll go on my credit. It'll be all right. But with credit, we definitely got to take that, more seriously. So for me, when we studying credit and studying, the different things that goes on your credit and what makes up on your credit, I found that to even get started, just go ahead and update your credit report. And when I mean update, I'm talking about with your names and your addresses. Pull your credit report from all 3 credit bureaus. You can go to myfreecreditreport.com and you can see all your credit reports from all 3 bureaus, and you can see what's being reported on there. So it'll be like a lot of addresses that you may have stayed at when you were younger, that you have stayed at when you were in college, and maybe some bills that you may have had in your name that had addresses on there too. And then also your name. Check your name to see if for any misspellings or anything like that. Maybe your name is like, let's say for instance your name is spelled Kiara, but they leave off an A or they left off an R, or your last name they misspelled it or didn't have it on it correctly. You can call the credit bureaus and have them delete those wrong or those inaccurate, we're gonna call it inaccurate names on your credit report, and they'll typically delete it within 72 hours. Once you identify all those, and they'll give you a confirmation number and an email. They will send you an email for them deleting it. And so typically when they delete a lot of names and old addresses, some of those accounts that were affiliated with those name and addresses will get deleted too. So
That was a good tip, Frank.
That was a good
A lot of
tip.
people don't know that.
Yeah,
Because, the company's been getting away with a lot of like erroneous things, and whether it's intentional or not, it still messes with your credit. So it's always good to see what's actually on there, and you can find out for free. So if you have some goals of getting a house, a car, anything, start today. Don't let it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna try. No, start literally today, tonight. There's no excuses. You gotta get it done. Nobody's gonna do it for you. I mean, you can try to pay somebody or whatever, but at the same time, you still need to be informed yourself.
yeah. Don't pay nobody. Do it for free. Do it by yourself. Like a lot of these credit repair people be charging $700, $800, $900 for things that you can literally learn by yourself. Literally. I mean, and I took a a credit class. I did, but it's very informative for me to be able to get my certification, to be able to actually delete things off my credit, or even just give tips and tools. So I say just take the initiative to learn about it yourself and get those things removed. Congrats on your home.
Thank you for
Yeah. Cause you can tell them about, the process with you. Like, you can know about, you want to get a house, you're like, forget it, I'm just gonna go and see if I can get approved, what I can do.
You just gotta try. You just gotta inquire, and you don't know until you start, essentially. So if you don't feel as though you're in the right position, talk to somebody and they'll let you know, or let them pull the credit. And then let's say, okay, these are the things I need to work on. 6 months to a year later, you're in the position that you need to be, and you wouldn't have known until you tried. So we'll talk about the housing process during the next episode, because that was a doozy. You ain't been drinking your drink, friend. I thought you asked me to fill it to the top.
I did, man, but we had to talk.
You over here getting emotional and
So
stuff.
much respect.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us and viewing us. Like, subscribe, Tune in every week for our new videos that we'll be uploading. Don't be harsh towards us. If you have any disagreements, add to the conversation. We don't know everything. We want to talk to y'all, so we might start doing some lives over time. So
we can do some lives. Please don't jump in the comment section being so negative, because our clapbacks be clapping.
they not ready.
They not ready.
We're trying to keep it cute.
We're trying to keep it cute.
So
And we're not gonna stay on you though. But cheers to the first episode.
cheers.
Woo!